Okay, so time when I insisted I was right is when I had the correct answer to a math problem. So I want you guys to come up with something else, an original example of a time you'd be right about something. Okay, perfect.
Okay, write it down. What was it in school?
Jen, I love you.
Thank you, Jen. Did you do good?
Good.
Oh, and you got your period? Good job.
Period. I literally got it here without.
Oh, good job. I did that to remind you.
No one reminded me. No,
Good job.
No, that is good, yeah, because there's how many times you've argued with your parents where you're like, I know I'm right. Happens all the time. I get in those arguments with my 8-year-old.
It will be forever.
Okay. Alright, sweet. Here's what I want you to do. Everyone's just finish up their sentence. I want you to share your sentence with the person next to you. So, Miles, I'm going to have you and Abdullah read yours to each other. Alex, I'm going to have you and Dylan read yours to each other. Becca, you, Braden, okay, Kaylee, you and Jack, and Gabe, I'll have you read yours to Jen once you're done, okay? So, the person that's going to read first, or sorry, the person that's going to read first is the person that, let's see here, what's a good one here? The person that's sitting closest to the Utah flag over there. Okay, whoever's sitting closest to the Utah flag has to read first. Okay, so Jack, unfortunately that's gonna be you, Miles, Alex, Braden. Okay, so listen up. You're gonna read your sentence to the person. Make sure you're listening to their sentence. Okay, it should only take about 10 seconds at most for you guys to read these to each other. So just listen to them. Don't just read your sentence and stare off into the distance. Okay, just not that you have to stare them in the eyes or anything. But first person reading that sentence. Ready? Go.
The time when I insisted
Okay, go ahead and read your sentence.
I witnessed this tradition.
I was when I knew about the movie.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. Yeah, because there are gonna be times where like you think you're gonna be right over a lot of stuff. So get that ready for me when I was talking about it. Yeah, I really appreciate the partner work. Everyone's doing an awesome job today. Okay, thank you so much for sharing those sentences with each other. Why don't you go ahead and share with us the sentence that you wrote, please, Dylan?
A time when I insisted that I was right was when I was arguing with my mom.
Good. So if you're arguing with your mom, there might be a time where you insist that you're right, or you're trying to say that something's true, like whatever it is. Like maybe it's I want to hang out with my friends because of blah blah blah, or I don't have to do my chores right now because I need to do this. It's more important. Okay. It's a really good sentence, Dylan. Thanks a ton for sharing that with us. Why don't you go ahead and share it so you wrote, please, Beckham?
What I wrote, I'll read the whole sentence.
Yep. Thank you.
A time when I insisted was that I was right when okay. We'll start over again if I messed up. A time when I insisted that I was right was when I was in school.
Good. So you'd be in school, and there'd be a time you insist you're right, maybe to the teacher about a problem that you're working on, or a paper, something like that, a solution. Okay, and that'd be something you know is true. Okay, really great sentence, Beckham. And why don't you go ahead and share with us what you wrote, please, Miles? Okay, so if you knew you passed the test, that'd be a time that you would insist that you were right because maybe you just knew every answer and you just got it. It was so easy. You go home and your mom's like, how'd you do on the test? And I insist that I pass that thing. Okay. Really great sentence, Miles. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and read the little story here. Okay. Okay. So, in the text, The Magic of the Mind, this is what we read before, we learned that memories aren't always accurate. But what might happen if a family member you love didn't recognize you? Let's think about this emotional issue as we read the excerpt from Echo Maker. Okay, so think about that if somebody didn't recognize you in your own family, okay, because of their memory or something. Okay? So the title of the story is called The Echo Maker. I want you guys to turn to the person next to you, okay? Based on the pictures and the title, tell them what you think we're going to read about. Tell them what you think we're going to read about. Tell them what you think we're going to read about, Abdullah. Tell them Miles what you think we're going to read about based on the title and what you see there.
Having a head injury.
We gotta read about a nigga that
It's
got
no fun to have a head injury.
Hey, I appreciate you guys talking about that. Let's kind of wrap up.
Dying in the car accident.
Okay, let's wrap it up. I want your eyes up
Can everyone
front.
stop talking and listen?
Beckham, chill, bro.
You're just being too loud.
Okay, I got it. I was telling them we were quieting down. We were quieting down. Okay, let me handle it. Okay, so you guys are doing a great job sharing those examples with each other. Okay, so what do you think we might be reading about, Alex? What do you think we might read about based on the title and the pictures there?
some guy that's sick in the hospital.
Ooh, some guy that's sick in the hospital, maybe. What do you think, Michaela?
Got a cat busted in his ass.
Oh, maybe it's going to talk about why he's in the hospital. Okay, both very good predictions. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're just going to read the pages together. Okay, and then we're just going to answer this key idea on page 49. Okay, so let's read through these two pages really quick. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read the text out loud. Okay, here's what I expect. If you follow along, when I pause, I want everybody to say the word out loud. Okay, so this will go really fast if everybody's doing it. If I can tell that you're zoning out, not paying attention, only 3 people are doing this, guess what we're going to do? Start over from the beginning, okay, and I will reread this until everybody does it, okay? So just please just follow along. This will only take maybe 2 minutes to go through this as long as everybody's following along, and then we'll get into our groups, okay? Last thing we're going to do. So everybody find basically the text here at the top. Where it starts, says, after nearly dying in a car accident. Okay, so right under where it says echo makers, everybody find that with your pointer finger, find it with your pointer finger. Thanks for being ready to go. Appreciate you being ready to go. Find out with your pointer finger, Beckham. Thanks for being ready to go, Gabe. Kaylee, Jack, thanks for being ready to go, Miles. Okay, Abdullah. Just make sure you're following along here. Okay, starting. After nearly dying in a car
Accident.
Good. Mark is recovering in a hospital. He has a head injury. His
Sister.
Karen learns Mark has Capgras syndrome. This is a condition that affects
Visual
perception. Mark visually remembers Karen, but all the emotion he has connected to her are
Gone.
Good. He thinks she must be an imposter. What are you doing here anyway? Who sent you? Her skin went metal. Stop it, Mark, she said, harsher than intended. Sweet again, she teased. You think your sister wouldn't look after
You.
Good. My sister, you think you're my
Sister.
His eyes drilled her. If you think you're my sister, there's something wrong with your
Head.
Good. She grew eerily clinical. She reasoned with
Him.
Good. Laying out the evidence like reading aloud another children's
Story.
Good. The calmer she was, the more it upset him. Wake me up, he wailed. This isn't
Me.
I'm stuck in someone else's thoughts. Next page, 49. Days later, Mark was still
Denying.
denying her. Good. So denying her, that's not being like she's coming to him, talking to me. He's like, I don't know you. Stop talking to me, type of thing. Okay. He assembled everything else: who he was, where he worked, what had happened to him. But he
Insisted.
Good that Karen was an
Actress.
who looked very much like his sister. After many tests, Dr. Haynes gave it a
Name.
Good. Your brother is manifesting a condition called Capgras syndrome. It's one of a
Family.
Good. A family of misidentification delusions. Okay, so remember, delusions is seeing something that's not real. Okay, it can occur in certain psychiatric
Condition.
conditions. Okay, so this happens. There's definitely many medical conditions people can have that'll mess with their brain and their perception of things. I don't know that many off the top of my head, but one is like really big is schizophrenia. Not that it's like tons of people have it, but just one that I know something about. But yeah, there's a lot of different psychiatric conditions you can have. Okay, so paragraph 7 where it says, my brother, My brother is not mentally
Ill.
Dr. Hayes wins. No, but he's facing some massive
Challenges.
Good. Cat grass is also reported in closed head
Trauma.
although that's incredibly rare. Damage in precise, probably multiple
Spots.
Okay, the word spots. What's that word?
Spots.
Okay, you know where we're at right here? Yeah. There are only a couple of cases in the literature. Your brother is the first accident-induced cat grass patient I've ever
Seen.
Perfect. How can the same
Symptom.
have two completely different causes? That's not
Clear.
It may not be a single syndrome. Hey, so you guys did a really good job reading that loud with me. Thanks a ton for following along and saying those words with me. So there are people. Oh, okay, you're good. There are people that have multiple syndromes. So I used to work before I became a teacher. I was an aide like these lovely ladies in the back, and at West High School, and I worked with students that had autism and Down syndrome at the same time. So it was like multiple syndromes, and it was very, very difficult to communicate and figure out kind of what they were what they wanted because they didn't communicate verbally and stuff. So, there's people out there that are living with conditions like that, and it can be very difficult. Okay, so we're just gonna answer this key idea question. I want you guys to read the question out loud with me. We're almost done here. Read the question out loud with me. We'll finish this when we're done. We'll put our books away. So everybody find the key idea question with me. Find it with me. I want to hear those voices. Read it with me. Ready? Go! Why does Mark think Karen is an imposter? Perfect. So I want you guys to turn to the person next to you and tell him why does he think she's an imposter? Why does he think that?
Because she doesn't know.
Why does he think that? Car accident? He doesn't.
I can't remember everything.
Yeah, oh, I like it. Okay, you guys are paying attention. I heard Alex Abdullah say it. So let's write this down. Mark thinks Karen is an imposter because he can't remember everything.
Write down what he's got right there.
Sorry if some of my letters don't connect everywhere. Okay. So, terrible. Okay. So Mark thinks Karen is an imposter because he can't remember everything. Okay. So this happens to people. Unfortunately, some people, as they get older, they start to get what's called dementia, and that's why they start forgetting things. And it can eventually kill people. There's also what's the kind of main disease that's associated with that? Alzheimer's, yeah. Alzheimer's. So it happens, not to everybody, but it does happen, and it's very unfortunate. Okay, so it's gonna come around and make sure you got that sentence, and then you can put your book away. Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Make sure you got a period there at the end. Yep, doing awesome. Okay, here's what I want. Group number 1 is gonna get on read 180 first. So we got Dylan and McKaylee. You're gonna get on read 180 first. Okay. Everyone else, I want you reading independently first. So Becca, Braden, Jack, Alex, Miles, Abdullah, Dave. Okay, you guys are gonna be reading independently first. Okay, you're gonna be reading independently first. Okay, so let's pull out the computer. Pull out your computers.